What happens when a semi retired superhero just wants to relax in space, but the universe keeps throwing cosmic punches at him? Welcome to Already Overbooked. My name's Josh, and today we're going to be talking about Wistful Ascending by the great JCM Berne. This story has emotional baggage, sarcastic banter, and orbital level destruction all crashing together in one fantastic story. So let's go through and jump in. All right, so let's go through and start with the plot summary. We follow Rowan, a human hybrid with godlike powers. Think like Superman with more of a snarky attitude, who's taken up residence on a space station. He's trying to keep things a little bit low key after years of doing the whole punchy bad guys things. Unfortunately, peace and quiet aren't in the cards for Rowan. Aliens, ancient empires, secrets from his past, and plenty of morally murky situations come knocking at his door. And Rowan finds himself dragged back in the conflict where he's forced to decide what kind of person or hero he wants to be. So, jumping into the writing style, JCM Burns writes like someone who loves comics, but wanted to slow things down just enough to let you feel that emotional core. The whole book is told through Rowan's first person perspective and his voice. It carries the story. He's funny, he's sarcastic, he's painfully self aware, but never annoying about it. The tone in the story bounces between banter and bruises. 1 minute, Rowan's cracking jokes about nonsense on the space station, and the next, he's quietly unpacking the emotional fallout of his past. It's introspective, but not mopey. More, I've seen too much rather than feel bad for me kind of character. The prose are tight, they're clean, they're character driven. There's no wasted paragraphs, there's no wasted nonsense within this story. Um, JCM slips world building into the dialogue and reflection. He never stop the story to hand you a galactic encyclopedia to tell you exactly what's going on. He sprinkles enough in there that keeps you content and to keep the story going. You learn about the empire, the station, as Rowan deals with them within the story, which makes it feel more immersive without feeling overwhelmed or info dumpy. The pacing, it's not an action thriller sprint. It moves with a purpose. The fight scenes are cinematic, they're brutal but brief. The tension is always simmering just below the surface. The quiet conversations hit as hard as the explosions in this story. This book isn't just about space battles and flashy powers, it's about a man trying to live with himself. And the way that Byrne writes that inner battle is what makes Wistful Ascending written so well. The themes and tones. So, what's Wistful Ascending like really about? It's we've got the aliens, we got the empires, we got superhero beatdowns, but beneath all of that, this book is wrestling with something deeper. At its core, it's a story about control, redemption, and choosing who you want to be, even when you're built to be something else. So let's start with the big one, the power versus restraint. Rowan is terrifyingly strong. He could snap the necks with a thought, punch through um, capital ships, but he doesn't. The entire book is about a man who's actively trying not to be the monster he used to be. There's tension in every fight, not because you're really worried about Rowan losing, but because you're worried he may go too far. The other big major theme is guilt and redemption. A lot within the story, we have Rowan um, dealing with his emotional past. He's not a typical like grimdark anti-hero. He knows what he's done. He does regret it, and most importantly, he's trying to do better. This isn't a story of someone falling. It's a story of someone trying to crawl their way back up day after day, decision after decision of trying to be that better person. And then there's the tone. This book is it's light without being shallow. It's funny, like generally funny, but it's never cheapens the emotional beats. When it's sad, it hits. When it's angry, it simmers. When it's funny, you're going to go through and laugh. And Burns knows how to shift gears without any kind of whiplash or removing that emotional or story beat. He doesn't go through, he keeps it grounded. He really understands how to go through and shift the story to be very realistic with all these different emotional beats within a story. So yeah, you'll come for the space opera and comic book mayhem, but you'll really stay within the story and really live in it because it has something to say about responsibilities, about restraint, and about the struggle to live with yourself after all the damage you've done. So, jumping into the pros and cons, Rowan is a top tier narrator. He's charming, he's jaded, he's deeply introspective, and he's very hilarious. If you like a main character with emotional baggage wrapped in sarcasm, you're going to love this dude. The tone is absolutely nails the landing. It's funny, but not silly. It's serious, but not melodramatic. It's a book that knows how to laugh at itself, but never forgets that emotional weight behind every punch. You'll get levity, you'll get loss in the same chapter, and it works. It works so well. There's a unique blend of genres. As I mentioned, it's a sci-fi. It has superhero aspect. There's a cosmic space opera feel to it. There's a found family aspect, and JCM finds a way to smooth it all together into something that feels fresh. The world building is great. There, like I mentioned earlier, there's no big info dumps. There's you learn everything through Rowan's eyes. It feels natural, it feels casual, and it helps you stay engaged with the story because there's not all that info dumping, that 20-page chapters of, hey, here's what's been happening throughout the galaxy up to this point. You don't get any of that. It's perfectly done. And there's a emotional resonance within this book. This book has quiet sadness to it that sneaks up on you. It's not just about saving the day, it's whether someone who used to destroy things deserves to go through and be saved. It's fantastically done. Some of the cons, the pacing might feel too reflective for some. If you're looking for nonstop action, this isn't it. The action's there, yes, but a lot of the book is about Rowan thinking and processing and avoiding things, and that gives it a little bit more slower emotional pace. Might not be for every single reader. The stakes feel personal, they're not too galactic, as I mentioned. For a book with a character with planet breaking powers, the conflicts feel very tight knit within book one. If you're looking for massive space wars or universe threatening events right away, it's not really there in book one. We'll see how things go as we continue the series, but in book one, it's not that big. It feels a little more tighter. So here's where I landed with Wistful Ascending. This book surprised me in all the best ways. It's got that superhero smackdown, cosmic politics, but it's also a quiet, introspective story about guilt, restraint, and trying not to be the worst version of yourself. And Rowan is one of the most compelling narrations that I've read so far this year, being wounded, being hysterical, feeling very human on that paper. There's so much more to this guy rather than just being a god tier powers, can do nothing wrong kind of character. And that's what I've truly enjoyed about this story. JCM Berne threads the needle beautifully balancing the action with the emotional depth, the snarkiness and the sincerity, the sci-fi world building with the personal stakes, and everything hits so well. So bottom line, I loved this book. I ended up giving Wistful Ascending a 9 out of 10. I can't wait to pick up the next one. If you like sci-fi with superhero flair, a heavy dose of heart, and just enough emotional damage to make you stare at the wall for a minute, this one belongs on your shelf. If you've read this, let me know your favorite moment or your favorite scene within Wistful Ascending. If you have not read it yet, seriously, what are you doing? Go buy the book and go read it. I promise you, you're going to go through and enjoy this one. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. You know what to do. Till I see you in the next one.